Going to college, no matter how old or young you are, can be extremely exciting yet challenging. As a young person fresh out of high school, or even an older person who can just finally afford to go to college, the added stressor of tuition can be enough to make someone not want to go to school. I know that for me, I've been out of school since 2013, and just the getting into the swing of college has been enough stress for me. So I can only imagine the amount of stress, that $4,000 of college tuition can add. And I mean, I know that that's a specific number, but that's just what I found for Casper College. And so obviously that could vary depending on the school. But, you're paying $4,000 for college tuition per semester, but we have to remember that the cost of living doesn't subside just because we're in school. So today I would like to convince you to lower the college tuition at Casper College. I would like to do this by offering you a couple of points. Those being that one, the cost of living does not subside even though you're in school. Two, lowering college tuition could help create opportunities for low-income families as well as create jobs within the economy and help contribute to lowering student loan debt. So firstly, I would like to talk to you about how no matter how old you are, the cost of living doesn't subside just because you are going to school. So, for example, if you are right out of high school, you probably live in the dorms and you're probably on a meal plan. That costs you alone $7,400. Now add the $4,000 to $10,000 for college tuition per semester on top of that, and you're looking at paying a pretty penny. Sure, there's things to assist you with that, like student loans or financial aid, and they have, things like scholarships. However, some people don't qualify for those things. So therefore, they're paying everything out of pocket. On the opposite side of that, those like myself who work, we have things like a house to pay for. We have to pay for childcare. We have to pay utilities, things like that. So it's not always, so easy for us to be able to set the little things aside in order to be able to pay for the college tuition. So if we lowered college tuition at Casper College, that would create less stressful situations for your students, no matter what the age is when it comes to college tuition. Next, I would really like to get into the fact that lowering college tuition can really help open the door for low-income children. So we've all heard the term, or the excuse, why didn't you go to college? Well, I didn't have enough money or I couldn't afford it. By lowering the tuition, we can help erase this phrase from history, because this would create so many open doors for those low-income children whose families can't afford to send them through school, or they don't meet the criteria for loans, or they don't meet the criteria for scholarships. There was a reference from an article called what are the benefits to lowering college tuition, and it was written by a writer from reference.com, and the writer stated that a standard job requires a college degree. Therefore, creating that opening for low-income children can also create job openings within the economy, which would help bring unemployment down. Lastly, student loan debt is sitting at $1.3 trillion. Now, I know that if Casper College lowers their tuition, it would only help decrease, the contributing to student loan debt for the nation only by a fraction of the amount. However, if we lower tuition for Casper College, students wouldn't necessarily have to take out student loans, or they wouldn't have to take out as many student loans. So that would help, one, if people continue to not have to take out student loans. That would help bring the student loan amount down, as well as bring the economy up. To summarize, I think that Casper College should lower tuition because it can be extremely stressful to first-time students, no matter what the age. It would create opportunities for low-income children to be able to access college, even if their families may not to be afford it. Maybe they can, maybe they could work through it, something like that. And it would also help, open up more jobs within the economy. And the last reasoning is to help keep student loan debt from rising.